Yashala Shalom. Quick video. Hopefully it's edifying. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone. Most salutations to the brothers, each word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most I will. Said he's short in time's sake for the elect, and we're in time of the elect. And to the contrite spirits that's returning back to the most high blessings. And I got, we're going to keep breaking this stuff down, man. And even though it's been broken down and the Christians, American Christians have been broken, anti-Christians, and this is for edification of, those that are breaking from that evil Christianity root, that has been deceiving our people for years. But, if vocab want to talk and he's always talking about the New Testament, always talking about how now the Gentiles can make it, how the BS that they teach and all kind of platforms that they teach. They trying to save these nations, especially Esau, which is to be done away with, which is so-called white man. They trying to prove he's not, things like that. They don't go into prophecy. They really don't go into history. The churches around the world been pumped up now to go into scriptures, and as far as they tend to go, trying to dodge the history, like I said, and prophecy, because of the truth being out there, because of the prophets being out there, teaching the Bible the right way, via GMS. It says, now, if you, go into the, so-called, anti-Christian churches, they're big on faith. They're big on faith, and that's so-called for them, because they don't really have faith. Even them, coming out of the church or still being in the church, a part of the church, they they believe they're already saved. You got to be saved from something. Even they mock Yahweh Shai with that very term, like he could save others but can't save himself. But so that saving was to escape from judgment, escape from death, so to speak. But we know Yahweh Shai was above that, even though they slew him. He was above death, and he was above man on earth. But it says, now faith through Abraham, through faith, Abraham traveled to went to a sojourn to a foreign land, so to speak. I think that's how it's written. So that faith has already been working, and it talks about when it talks about the Gentiles along the lines of the faith of Abraham. So now these days Christians want to take everything for being parabolic or some similitude, even though there's examples of that, even though things are parabolic, but nothing straight to the point with these people. But this is a thing too. Now it says Genesis 17 and 24, and Abraham was 90 years old and 9, almost 100 years old. If Most High wanted to show the example of, Gentiles being saved to where they were a part of the faith too, that was based on faith as much as let these other nations in, and Esau, which is ridiculous, bogus claim, then Abraham, what it says, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, he wasn't circumcised in his heart and his mind and his spirit on the foreskin this is 99 years old. And he circumcised the heathen because that's his son, Ishmael. Even though he wasn't a part of the blessed covenant of Isaac, and getting the kingdom, he still circumcised his son, Ishmael. Um, but Isaac is also known as the only begotten son because that's who the seed comes to. That's who the blessings. That's who the lineage. That's the part of the lineage, and then Jacob, and then the 12 sons, and so forth. Um, but it says he was. Why would the Most High, if he wanted to set an example of faith, dealing with how the anti-Christians think about faith today, why would he tell Abraham to get circumcised? And Abraham's often mentioned in the New Testament. Well, I mean, I should have read Salakia. I should have read, yeah, I mean, you could read this whole chapter, man. But let me start at 21. But that was a point scripture I was pointing out. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this same time in the next year. Covenant established with Isaac, not Ishmael. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham, reading it verbatim. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that they were born in the house, and all that they were bought with money, every male, the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the same day, as God had said unto him. And Ishmael, Abraham was 99 years old. I told you that. I mean, it says that in 24 and 25. And Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin in the same day. So, like I said, that was used to be some kind of port to, I mean, they don't talk about that, of course. Their thing is like Most High is coming for all the nations, and anybody could be an Israelite or saved. They don't even say Israelite; they say saved. The Most High is clearly dealing with Israel out through the scriptures. It would be more, make more sense if they believe, well, yeah, the Gentiles, they could convert to being a Jew. But they don't really even so much, try to prove that point, or say it in those terms. But yeah, if Most High want to set example, even Yahweh Shai, he got circumcised on the 8th day. If Most High want to show the example of his people, even in the faith, which was it's in the Old Testament and even in the New, to where Yahweh Shai being the mediator, the main guy, the go-to guy. And the only begotten Son of the Most High, he even got circumcised. So when you think that if they really want to set an example of freedom and liberty through through grace, how they think about it is to do, we're free, we can do whatever we want, we're not tied down to the Moses law, we're not tied down to all these, bogus things that used to, he don't even, vocab don't even know, he's not even an Israelite to even know about or resonate with the spirit of being an Israelite. But when you think that they say, well, no, we didn't get circumcised because, we set an example of faith that, that we're no longer held to those standards, those commandment to where we have to get circumcised. So we just won't get circumcised. No, they were still circumcised. Even that faith shown and performed to reading of today, to where now our people in the Gentile state of mind, which were called heathens, which were born in other countries, which were born under the customs of the heathen, which far away and for so long, even our people today, they don't resonate with Jerusalem. Even though all, like I always say, all the music and songs that we were singing, even on this very soil of America, were based on based on Jerusalem, River of Jordan, Moses, the laws, you know, old Pharaoh, all the men of Pharaoh were drowned in the Red Sea. So, you know, we come to know that these anti-Christians, they don't really address a great portion of the Bible. They dodge subjects, and they cherry pick scriptures, and they don't make any sense. And that's why the apostles be saying that, like, hey man, give them no God, and they said give them no Godspeed. Let me get that scripture. But the points have been proven, and they still got questioned. They still just try to tower over that and be like, well, anyway, yeah, the seed of, nah, there ain't no fucking anyway, man. I just read the scripture to where and even looked something else up, man. I looked some. It was yeah, and Paul was cussing out in churches talking about about you ain't supposed to have no respect of persons, and that's in the law. It's written in Job, the book of Job, not having respect of persons. So, what was Paul teaching, man? He wasn't teaching on American-based Christianity, BS. Um, just what I was looking at. It was something. It might be here. Oh yeah, Godspeed. Let me look at the etymology right quick. I know it's sitting there. It might be a separate word. That's what it might be. Let me see. Yeah. Second John 1:11. Go this way. It says, 2 John 1:10, it says, if there come any into you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not in your house, neither bid him Godspeed, man. So like the apostle was saying, we don't have to show these devils nothing, man. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker of his evil deeds. Let's go at etymology. Godspeed. I wish that God may grant you success. It said, forbid him not Godspeed. Forbid him not to prosper, succeed in this debate, in this conversation. Cut it off. Get him up the street. Call the cops. It says, seem to be mixed up in his words. God, good. It says, he may bid God, may speed in. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partakers of his deeds. Let's see what they say. Godspeed, an expression of good wishes to a person starting a journey or have been in a journey or going through a city. It even says if they would not accept you, move on, pretty much paraphrasing, and go through another city. But these cities have not to be going over, to the very end, that anyone that you have gone over and have rejected the word, that city, that place is going to be more less tolerable than Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, like Sodom and Gomorrah is going to be more tolerable than that city. Um, and you can't, when a Christian that like when they talk about their doctrine and their and they say, well, we don't believe in images, that he's a spiritual, my God is an awesome God, but yeah, best believe that they picture this guy, because it said you got to confess that he came in the flesh. It was said he was seen among men. It said that if you don't confess him in the flesh, you're not a true believer, basically. Man, look at this shit, man. Fucking devil ass shit. No, we're spiritual people. We're all God's children. 1 John 4:2. Hereby know ye that the Spirit of the Most High, Spirit of Yahweh, Spirit of Yahweh, every spirit that confesses that Yahweh Shai has come in the flesh is of Yahweh. That he come in the flesh, he was seen by men. He had a skin tone. He had hair. He had, he wore clothing. He looked like somebody. He looked like himself, Son of God. But I'm saying he was here, and he dwelt among, and he was seen in the flesh. And it says that he was seen of many men. But you're not of the Spirit. You ain't of the Spirit of the Most High if you don't confess that he came in the flesh. So then now, after 2,000 years, they say, well, it doesn't matter no more. Well, back then, if this scripture, we applied this scripture and we were living back then when Yahweh Shai was on earth, then would they be saying that? Because when they saw him even come out when they saw him after the resurrection, when they seen him again, they was in the awe. But should they have done that? Should they have been in awe? Because they was like, well, yeah, it said you would come back, that Thomas had was it Thomas? Call him Doubting Thomas, but he, how Shai said, stick the fingers in my side and see. Does spirit have flesh and blood? So if they, like, if Vocab was back in that day, which he was, because there's such thing as reincarnation, he would deny Yahweh Shai. He would deny the very Son of God that was walking on the earth at that time. Seen many. I don't know how it's actually with it. Seen of men, I think. It's one that says something along those lines. Him being seen by many. It might have said many. If not, I'll move on. But I'll start to close out because I don't want to make this too long. So I'll just go ahead and put this. Anyway, so yeah, these people believe in this, and they believe that heaven looks like this. They believe that the Son of God is open arms. They believe that he was feminine like this. That this is what they believe. See, when we talk about Negroes being in heaven and actually being the chosen. But hey, even in them Bibles, damn, I keep doing that. Those depicted images, save the tower and all those. Um, come on, man. They picture this. That was heaven to so-called white people. No black person, child in sight. You know, just this is foreverness without Negroes and Latino and Native Americans. That's what vocab pictures. But now that we're bringing out proof that we actually those people and actually going to be in the kingdom, and you know, them, the elites going into slavery and that, you know, eternal damnation being eradicated after 1,000 years, and these nations going under us. Now it's a problem. But yeah, even in the silence of so-called Christianity before the truth surfaced on this level, hey, nobody had a question about these pictures like this. You had Negroes still reading Watchtower and still believing in this, and there ain't no Negro in sight on those pictures. They always think about Christian when they think about, Howard Shy, and he's going to get his glory. He is an angelic force. Now, he said, I would not meet thee as a man. But when he was on earth, he suffered in the flesh. He didn't, he was bound and taken upon a tree to be slew. So that wasn't so glorious, man. Even though it was a representation of the kingdom of come, and he said, even on the cross, he said, it is finished. And mediator for us to be reconciled to Yahweh. He's a mediator. How can you be a mediator and be Yahweh at the same time? You're the Father, but you're a mediator too. And then, things like this, it's like, once again, everybody's happy without the Negro around. I think they got one Negro in the building holding on for his dear life. They in the, come on, man. They are sitting on the towers like, come on, man. This is Babylon right here. This is Babylonian. And this guy, they always get a person to play this guy. And every guy that looks like this person, they think they look like the Son of God. This is this is how people picture, I know you're up there dancing and singing for the Lord and entertainment, and you're making hey, they waiting for this place to be destroyed. They waiting for the wicked to go down so they can witness the kingdom, so we can get this kingdom going in operation, full operation. But those rock dudes and shit and long hair, they think they look like the Son of God. And it's an all-out racial. And what do they call it? Ambiguous. I forget. Let me see. I just want to get that word. I'm gonna close out, man. Open to more than one interpretation, having a double meaning. Yeah, they're double-minded. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And they say, well, the door's open, for everybody to make it. They don't care. As soon as America go to war with the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, or any other nation besides them, America's going to go to war for it, and it's going to be blood spilled. So they're going to go in the name of whatever America professes. Trump don't have to say shit about being Christians or have any kind of moral standards. When going to war, they just gonna bomb people. You know how America does. They hold and that's what they like. They like war tactics. They like war power when it comes to domination. But when they don't have power and they're in a weak state, the economy is going down. They want to build a better confederacy with these nations, a better social, structure with these nations, and until they build off once again, rebuild and build off of them, to where they become a superpower. And then you got some Americans don't believe it. They don't even think that they think that America was always a superpower. They don't, they be like, when not well before America was established. How they took this land with blood, rape, grape robbery, bloodshed, and all that. So these are things that these anti-Christians don't address, vocab don't address. And there's no sorrow song with us because we passed that shit. But we got to bring it out for proven's sake, for history's sake, for truth's sake. That's what it says. He that worship with the Most High must worship in the spirit and in truth. In history, what did it say? Remember, Most High often in the New Testament, often he said, I remember the days when I brought you out of Egypt. You think they was, some of them probably have. Well, why you keep bringing up Egypt, Lord? Aren't we in the New Testament? Aren't we in the New Covenant? Why we got to hear about Egypt? That was old. That was times of Moses. Because we're not in the New Covenant. If so, we wouldn't be hearing about Egypt or Most High bringing us out of Egypt. He don't need to steer our minds to remember anything of the past had to do with Moses and the law. Yahweh is, he's the Ancient of Days. You can't even break stuff down, break, unless you go back to the Ancient of Days, man. And it even says, when you want to know anything, ask of your father. They will tell thee. Because, if you got real, a closing statement that, when somebody adopt children and they adopt them from a little child and, soon out, right out the hospital, and they say, and they love their children, they love these adopted children, and they grow up, and when they start having problems with the parents, with the adopted parents, adoption parents, they they ask, who is my father and who is my real mother? Because you never told me. And then the adoption parents get scared because they know that bond could be broken. They know that that child could bond with their real parents, and they'll lose that love of feeling like they were their real parents. So they be like, the child becomes angry and searches for when they, well, I don't want to talk about it because they were cruel people. Well, I want to know about them. I don't care how cruel they were. I don't know. You speak lightly of them, and you hiding something. So I'm gonna go searching for my parents myself. And then when they meet their parents, they all break down and cry, and then they become bonded again. Well, that's what this American system is trying to pretend to be our parents, or adopting us, under their wings, under their system, under their care, only to be, those controlling type of authoritative type of overseers. They call them, even in the smallest place, they call them supervisors, bosses, and all that. But with the elites, they're overseers, they're, elite people that control the masses. And if all they talking about going back to Africa, if all the Negroes went back to well, we just got out of America, just anywhere, just anywhere except America, this America go down in one hour, man. Well, it's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. So, when these anti-Christians don't address things, and especially when it got to do with your history and your captivities, because that matters. because it's parallel and similar. That's why this is modern day Babylon. We keep telling you, modern day Rome. That's why we keep telling you, starting with the apostles, of course, keep telling you that this is Nero. It, Donald Trump is easily could be Nero, and we believe it because the spirit, it's reincarnation. They'll never accept reincarnation because they don't want to believe that Esau is still alive. He's still here. They don't want to believe that, you know, that the because it links to our history of our captivities. And they're saying, well, man, that means the Jews are not done away with. That means they're back again, trying to get back to their power again. That it was said in the scripture that it would be manifest. It said all the creatures, earnest expectation for all the creatures wait for the manifestation of the sons of God. All right, is everybody sons of God? No. They're the sons of the wicked, they're the sons of man, and they're the sons of God. So everybody doesn't get to make it, you know, in the kingdom as royal first fruits. And if Esau, we've proven it before, and that's why we're done with these people. I mean, other reasons that, like, come on, man, Christianity is over. It's over. It's overrated. American Christianity is overrated. You know, Christianity in their thought in their minds is overrated. You know, the way they profess Christianity, which goes back to the where the anointed ones, which are the saints, which are the Israelites, which is the elect, starting with the elect, because Most High is going to have a rebirth. And now all those children of the elect are going to be rebirthed from this death over here, even though they not make it. They're going to be born back into the kingdom. So yeah, you got a left hand rebirth, which they attempt to complete it through America, which is Rome, as they did during the Roman Empire, which will fail. And you know, at its end. You know. So you know what they Yahweh remember what they did to his son. You know, most Yahweh Shai wasn't for the government. He wasn't for the politics. He wasn't for. He said, "Given to Caesar what is Caesar. Given to the Most High what is Most High." He didn't love Rome. He was gathering his people, saying, "Hey, the kingdom is at hand." What do you think we're doing now? The same Roman Empire. The kingdom is at hand. It's almost like a glitch in the matrix. This Rome being revived to where this last part plays out of the book. You know? And then them trying to come and test us. Once again, as Roman children of Rome, they are the children of Rome, growing up back like it was back then, right here in America, and becoming a burden to us, even tending to rule their kingdom forever, especially in this day, because this is their last shot, last attempt, because after this is no more. Anyway, hope it's edifying. Shalom.